Hi besties, welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. Today I wanted to do 10 books slash series that I am most anticipated for on my physical TBR. So I have about 170 books on my physical TBR. So this isn't going to count any of the new releases that are coming in 2024. And this isn't going to count any new releases that are coming in the rest of this month, because I know like the second book of Divine Rivals is coming out, stuff like that. I probably will read that this year if it's being published this year, and I'm super excited for it. So with that being said, I want to go through 10 books or series that I have on my physical TBR currently that I'm most anticipated for reading in 2024. This is going to be a variety of different genres, but I am in like a fantasy romance kind of era, so there's going to be a lot of fantasy romances and romance books. But first up is probably my most anticipated, and this is a series. I've already read book 1 and book 2 of the series. So it is the Addicted Calloway Sister series. So only so far I've read book 1 and 2, and if you watched any of Bookmas, I did read Ricochet in my reading vlog that I posted. And then the other two I have are Addicted After All and Feel the Fire. So I do not have the next one yet. The next one I think is Addicted for Now. I'm going to buy them as I read them. So I am anticipating this one the most to read for next year. I'm really late to this series, and I'm pretty sure she's coming out with a new series quite soon, or she's releasing a book part of another series she's in the middle of. I'm not too sure, but I'll probably do a reading vlog of these ones. But I'm super excited for these books. I really am loving like all of the characters they have given, and if you want to know my more thoughts on how I feel about this series so far, definitely check out that reading vlog with Ricochet, because a lot of my thoughts and feelings are in that. My second most anticipated is another series for 2024, and is Magnolia Parks. This series is one of my most anticipated. I just started at 100 pages, and I am going to do a reading vlog for, I don't know if I'm going to do it for this series or just have the books of parts of reading vlogs that I'm going to be doing. But I'm 100 pages and I'm completely and utterly obsessed with them and this series already. This has got to be one of my top books of the year, and I'm only 100 pages in. So I get the hype, and I'm so excited for this one for 2024. Definitely will be binging these, and the newest one comes out next year, actually pretty soon, so I'm super excited about that as well. If you don't know what this is about, it's a series that kind of like Gossip Girl. I've ever watched the TV show, but it's British Gossip Girl, but it's a bunch of rich kids who have a bunch of drama, and this one follows Magnolia Parks and BJ Valentine, and it's to die for. I'm eating it up very, very slowly. Next up, I recently started watching a bunch of YouTubers that read a lot of fantasy romance books, and this one I've seen a lot, The Curse of Saints, and she's actually going to a romance fantasy book conference I'm going to next year, so I'm hoping to finish this one by the time that I go, maybe get it signed, maybe get the next book. But I'm super excited about this one. It's just a romance fantasy book, and it's definitely on my list of most anticipated reads. I've heard nothing bad about it. I've only heard good things, so it has to be good. Next up, I have Flawless by Elsie Silver. I'm really late to this series, as she actually just finished the series. This is book 1 of the series. It's a cowboy romance, and she also has another series, Off to the Races, that I also want to read, but I have this one, so I want to read this one first to make sure that Elsie Silver's writing's for me and that I enjoy and everything like that before I buy any more. And she also has a new series coming out next year as well, so I would like to get caught up on these series before that series comes out, so I can kind of follow along with them. But this is definitely one of my most anticipated romances of the year, and I'm super excited for this one. This will probably be in my January TBR. Next up is a brand new book that I found recently. Most people don't know this about me, but I'm a avid video game player. Me and my boyfriend are, and this one is Good Game by Madison Fox. It is a video game streamer romance, and he's like a bad boy and she's good girl type vibes. I don't know, it sounds absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to read this. It actually was a Christmas present for me this year already, so super excited for it. I can't wait to read this. Definitely anticipating this one a lot. For the 6th book out of 10 of anticipated read is going to be another series, and it is Consider Me and Play With Me by Becca Mack. This is the Playing for Keeps series. I think it's a trilogy. It might be more than that. I know there is 3 books out. I only have 2, but this is a hockey romance, and I have slowly been getting into hockey romances. I've read quite a few and I really enjoy them, and this is a series that is very highly talked about and spoke about, and I've heard so many good things about this. They actually just got new covers. That's how popular they are. So I cannot wait to pick this up. I cannot wait to read this. If you've read any of these books, please let me know your thoughts and feelings on them. I would love to know. Unless they're negative, keep them to yourself, because I struggle very deeply on seeing a bad review or seeing a book reviewed badly and then going in with a negative mindset. And I have to stop doing that, but it's so hard. So, rant over. Next book, 7th book of the anticipated. It's another series, but just this book I'm mostly anticipating is Trial of the Sun Queen. This is another author that I'm going to be seeing in 2024 at a book conference, and I would love to be able to say that I read her books and get them signed and talk to her about them if I can. This is another romance fantasy-esque vibes. I think it's YA romance, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how it's kind of Hunger Games vibes. I could be making that up, but I think if I recall, there is some Hunger Games-esque element to it. A lot of times with fantasy books and romances, I won't even read the back cover. I like going into like every book blind, so me having limited knowledge on these books is nothing new and should not be a surprise. The 9th book I'm anticipating and actually intimidated by is Red Rising, which is a trilogy, but also there's a spin-off series to this as well. This is a sci-fi. I've heard so many good things about it, and a lot of my mutuals and a lot of people I follow on social media who have read it have loved it, raved about it, the entire series. I'm definitely looking forward to this, and can't wait. This is also another one that has Hunger Games vibes, but space. So if that doesn't intrigue you, I don't really know what will, but it intrigues me. So last but not least is another series, which will be the 10th anticipated read of 2024. So this is the last one I have on my list. Mind you, I have 170 books on my physical TBR right now, so I do plan on anticipating a lot of those. My goal for 2024 is to get my TBR under 100. I don't know if that's possible. I have read 135 books so far this year, so it's definitely doable if I don't buy any more books, but obviously that is not going to be feasible as there's so many new releases in 2024 that I'm looking forward to, and I will be doing another video on that. But Last Hour trilogy by Cassandra Clare. I recently just read the Mortal Instruments trilogy, which has I'm reading the entire universe, but in a specific reading order with my friend, and we read a couple of the short stories, and then we read the trilogy of the Mortal Instruments, which absolutely broke my heart and I sobbed about. And then we read a couple more short stories, and then now we read the trilogy of the Lost Hours. I'm super excited for this one. I've heard such good things about this trilogy, and I've heard such good things about these books and these characters, and I'm really, really excited to jump back into another world that she has created, even though it's the same world, but another series of a world that she created. So very, very excited. Very, very excited about any of these books. And like I said before, if you read any of them, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching Bookmas. I hope you guys are enjoying Bookmas from around everyone that's posting and sharing and everything else. And I, as always, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.